Hi, my name's Micah, and this is my wife Grace and our two kids, Gabriel and Alana. We saw them growing up fast and wanted to see the world while they were still with us. So we fixed up a 37-foot aluminum catamaran, have been living on it for almost 2 years now. We've added Cypher to our family since we started. We've been exploring the oceans and reefs of the Florida Keys, but are getting ready to explore more of the Caribbean.
Tomorrow still in paradise.
Join us as we share more of our adventures with you.
Hey, we are just dinghying to shore. We're gonna do a little talking about our Whaly dinghy, Whaly the Whaly. We've had him for about 6 months, maybe a little short of 6 months. And as you can see, it's very rowable.
The reason we're rowing right now is so we have a new electric motor, but I was still using the old battery from the e-propulsion, and that battery just died. We have another one on order, but it's gonna be in like a few days, so we have to row like, I don't know, 300 yards to shore. It's not that bad.
Yeah, way less rowing than the Direct to Tugas.
Key West.
Yeah, way less than Key West too, so that'll be nice to get the new battery in. But
So what are some of the things you like about the dinghy, Grace?
I love the dinghy is way more comfortable. Has like the seats with little lumbar support. I like the color a lot also, but I like its stability.
Yeah, we can have pretty much everyone stand on one side without it flipping over. Gabriel and I did a little flip over test. I'll put it in right here. So Gabriel wanted to clean the dinghy, the bottom of the dinghy once, and so I just told him, why don't you just flip it over? And he couldn't do it because it's pretty stable. So we're gonna see if the two of us together can do it, and if not, we'll have to get Alana or maybe Grace. But here we go.
I tried for like a whole day to flip it over once by myself, but then Dad just had to come and then we got it over. But we were like really trying. That's not happening on accident.
A lot of people get these because of the durability. They're supposedly unsinkable. It's polyethylene, I'm pretty sure. And it has 2 layers, and inside, at least the bottom part, is foam. And that is, so even if you cut this like in half, it shouldn't sink. It's definitely not through a swamp. And then people do all kinds of crazy things, like throw it off of bridges and down huge hills and run it over with like 4-wheelers. So yeah, it doesn't break, but we do find it does kind of chip, I guess, a little bit if it gets whacked really hard with something, like a piece of metal like on the dock or something. So you'd still want bumpers if you're going to leave it on a dock or something. You can get the same material and kind of weld it back on pretty easy. We're actually calling the person who sold us this, the dealer, and get some of it from him so it's the same color and everything, just for if we ever needed to do any patches.
It, like we have that spot I showed you guys, but aesthetically it's not the best at the second. But it did take quite a big hit to something to make that happen.
Yeah, it is still very durable, and it's not like it's cut through or anything. It's like 1/4 inch polyethylene, so it's pretty thick. For capacity, we've had
9 people.
9 people in it, and it performed about the same as always, a little bit slower.
What number is ours?
At 370, wait.
Yeah.
Say kept 370.
Probably the biggest question we get a lot, besides is that a hard dinghy or is it blow up, is how heavy it is. And it's actually 300 pounds, which people are always like super surprised it's that heavy. But that's weight on land, and obviously like different materials float in different ways, and it actually floats really high in the water. So you don't need much to push it, and it performs really well, even though it is heavy.
It is really nice, Michael was saying about how high it floats. So it pushes through the water faster. So the same motor pushing the 8-foot Walker Bay we used to have pushes this much heavier, bigger dinghy the same speed at the same, like, it's pushing it just as fast because of the way it floats on the water. I really feel like I like it because it's comfortable and it's very reminiscent of kayaks, which I'm very comfortable with too. It's nice having the rope along the edge, the optionality for a pretty good sized motor.
Up to 25 horsepower.
Up to 25 horsepower motor, which seems pretty great for us since we've been using what, less than 10? Less than 10 horsepower.
Another thing about this dinghy that's different to know is that, like, so if you're going forward, since it's so high in the water and you turn, it's gonna keep on going the way you were going originally for like a little bit, since it's so high in the water and it's just so tall, so it catches a lot of wind. That's just something to know.
Yeah, it took a little getting used to driving it because of that, because our other Walker Bay was so deep in the water you could pretty much spin around on a dime. And this one floats up higher, so you end up having to kind of carve a little more. But, our biggest reason for getting this was it has all the benefits of inflatable, but like we shouldn't really need another dinghy for the foreseeable future. It's not gonna wear out in like 5 or so years like a lot of inflatables we've seen have. It's something that we're not selling with our boat. We're keeping it till we get our next boat, and should last until we're done sailing. That's super nice to not have really a big maintenance issue. Alright, now I have to focus.
Well, we're just gonna get ourselves docked up and I'm gonna head off to work, so I'll talk to you later. Ciao!
Hey everyone, so today we're going to be putting our oars, our oar locks in the Whaly, the Whaly 370. So when we got it delivered, it was supposed to come with oar locks already installed, and they didn't do it when they sent them, so they didn't even send the oar locks. So I had to get them later on sent to me, and now I have to install it myself. Now I wanted to make sure I did it right because since this is foam, double-lined plastic, if you just put holes in it and it gets water in it, it's not going to sink, but it's going to be super duper heavy, and that's not something we want. So I wanted to find out how they want us to do it, and it's pretty simple. So drill a hole for the actual oar locks. This base part comes in 2 parts. This part, and then this goes inside of it. And then I'm going to sand down the area that's going to attach to, and we're going to use Sunbury elastomeric cipher is. Super curious of this as always. Sunbury elastomeric sealant, and it hardens in like an hour, but it takes like a few days to cure completely. And once it is cured, it says you can sand it and paint it and everything, so that's pretty cool. So once we drill the hole, I'm gonna mark where it goes, sand a section, clean it with acetone, put the sealant on there, and put this in the hole on top of the sealant and screw it in. I'm going to be doing that on both sides once I figure out exactly where I want it, and then I'm also going to be doing that with some bungees to attach our oars. Now we're going to be putting the oars on the inside so that it's not going to catch on anything, and it's kind of out of the way more. So here we go. Thanks for joining us today. If you want to support the channel, then subscribe and hit the like button. Or check out our coloring book at www.floridakeyscoloring.com and on Amazon. See you next week.
Your best friend, world's too big to watch it all pass you by. I live each day, not just